We'll use extra zip ties later on. And then we have fuel gauge. It is buried on full.
Well, that's good. So you know it works. So
yeah.
It starts coming down. Where was it before?
Like quarter tank.
Okay, so when you get down a quarter tank, you know you need 10 gallons.
That sounds good. I don't have a speedometer. I want to be on the phone until we're moving on the highway and comfortable.
Okay.
I've never had it on the highway.
On the way to Sikeston. 1966 Dodge Dart, followed by a Mazda 6. My GPS says we have 156 miles to go.
I open little vent doors underneath there, and there's just leaves just flying out everywhere. The car's a mess again. I had that interior spotless. It's like...
Oh, it came out of the vents
it just... But hey, we're blowing the dust out, right?
Here, so you can
cobwebs.
You can check your oil.
Check my oil. All right, let's see. A little bit of a rear main seal weepage. Maybe it'll seal itself up. Maybe it will heal itself. What do you think? Weepage. But maybe it'll seal itself up. Maybe it will heal itself. What do you think?
We're taking pictures of us taking pictures.
When we slowed down, I could hear the exhaust popping, like pop, 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 pop. Like.
Oh, that's not good.
It's up to add a little bit above add.
Okay, so it's used a quart of oil already.
Maybe.
Yeah, might as well put some in.
Minor roadside repair. Luckily, we have enough tools to support a small army. Can you find me the impact clickety-clackety thing?
Alright, I think I know what you mean.
And then I'm gonna need a rail of sockets. There was an issue with the emergency brake cables hitting the ground. Because there's no way to hold that stuff up. It just, there's nothing. The body is like smooth under there. So yeah, some self-tappers will, that'll fix us right up. We'll just zip tie it to the self-tappers and put them in the floor, and that'll fix us. No trouble. 7 minutes out of the way, so a half hour we'll be back on the road. You know, this one hit the ground. It made an awful floppy noise when it came back. That's gonna need replaced. I think it already needed replaced. That'll fix us right up. I'll also need a set of side cutters. And fixed. That'll hold her. I got one here, one there, an extra zip tie there, an extra zip tie there, and it won't drag anymore. Let's get back on the road. Buck Del Campo comes through with the preparations.
So do you want to explain what the problem was?
And it was dragging on the ground. That was no good. Really wasn't interrupting. Like, we could have kept going, but I just didn't. I could hear it, and every time we hit a bump, it was hitting the ground, and it would pucker under, and it was like unnerving. So now it'll be good.
Okay, here we are in Sikeston. There's Kim unloading her stuff. Nice smooth trip.
What are you doing? You're filming me.
That's right. You sure this is high mileage?
I think it's as high as it gets.
Well, that's not so thick. Oh, jeez.
I need a 9/16 ratchet and socket with an extension and a ratchet.
Oh, that's kind of wet. You coming out, or is there more, or what? Okay.
I might just stay here.
Well, no, I'm deciding what to video.
Drop the car on me and let's go home. Oh, kind of got some of
Clean oil is like a solvent.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh, that muck has been in there for a while.
It's probably clutch material.
Oh, that's clutch material. I didn't even think of that. Ooh, wonder what the clutch looks like. Well, while this is off, rev it up and it'll fling it all off the clutch.
I'll use some brake clean on it or something.
On the clutch.
You have to.
When I first got into circle track racing, helping. That's the first job I ever did. I was like 17 years old. Crawled underneath a 59 Ford and replaced a 3-speed manual transmission in the dirt at a railroad at a circle track. Want some spray cleaner? I don't know what spray cleaner will do to the crash pad. So she's down there cleaning up the mess.
Can you see down in here?
A little bit. I can see your hand moving around.
Okay, here, I'll show you. I'm spraying with this. Can you see the spray
Yeah, I
bottle?
can see it real well.
Okay, let me do it just for...
Cleaning up the mess. Oh, you know what I didn't bring? More concentrate.
We'll be alright. We got all the covers off. Got some brake clean. Here we go.
Okay.
It's everything that's before we did the brake clean, so it's... Oh, here's some more. Well, we had the night to drain from the bell housing, as you could see. Yeah, it's drained pretty well. We need a quart, which isn't so bad. It was down 2 quarts when we got here, and I put a quart in. And even your phone. I got the funnel, don't worry. I remember when the phone was bolted to the wall. Wasn't that a time?
I think ours was at that time was actually attached to a desk that was the phone desk, and there was a phone book and a phone sitting on it. And that's what that place was for. It's where you sat to be on the phone.
I used to lay on the carpeted floor under the dining room table on the telephone when I was talking to my friends.
Oh, we were limited on time.
Oh, I would get shouted at. Get off of that phone! What if somebody gets in a car accident?
We had to have permission, and then we're on a timer.
Man. All right. That'll get us there, or at least to the next fuel stop. So as we're crossing the Mississippi, I hit one of those bumps, and this comes flying out from under my dash, and the steering wheel started doing this. And it's a 3 on the tree, so I got a little bit scared. So we stopped. Rescue me. Holy crap. We gotta get a wheel chuck. It said 105 miles to go, or 100. I don't know, but we added oil before we left, and it's not even on the stick right now, but a lot of it might be up in the top end because it's hot and we've been running it. But we fixed the steering column. That hit me out of... Boy, that was a moment. We got off the first exit. It was an easy fix. It's leaking a lot. There's a pretty good puddle under it. When you stop, the oil that's flung up in the bell housing starts draining out. You know, we'll just keep adding oil and get her home. No trouble. Old car life, you know. It used to be this way, that you had to add oil at fuel stops. Hey, this is this motor's last run in this configuration. The whole way home I'm dreaming of the motor that we're going to build. I definitely want this car to stay a drag and drive kind of car, because it's really expensive hauling a trailer around. I'd like it to be dependable enough that we can get in it and not need a chase car, right? When you take a car out and you have success, then you know that you can do that again next time. It's not running hot. I'm sure I could get better gas mileage with a proper carburetor tune rejet, because I have so much, when I push the pedal, just the tiniest bit, it goes, I can feel it pull because it's very rich. I mean, it doesn't hurt it, it's just way more than I need to cruise, you know. I'm probably could get 2 or 3 or 4 more miles to the gallon out of it if it was tuned for the highway. Even tired, this Slant 6 pulls this car no trouble at all. Wherever you point it, it goes, but if you hit like bumpies, it bottoms in the rear tires bottom in the wells because there's no bump stops, so that's kind of unnerving. But no big deal, like it could use some bump stops. You could feel some of the front end suspension parts, but it still goes straight. It does a little more of a walk than you would ever experience in a modern new car. So I know there's some rubber under, I know all the rubber under there needs done. Ball joints and everything are good, so it's drivable, and yeah, we're gonna refuel, check the oil one last time, and then head for Clarksville. So I think you could see that's an hour and a half of driving. When you stop, there's a pretty nice puddle. Yeah. So I just checked, that quart brought it up to add, so she's 2 quarts low, and if we put 2 quarts in, I think we'll make it home, and everything's okay. She's doing fantastic.
I assume they're going to take them to Lures. It's right off the interstate up here.
Blue Ridge.
Go back on that way. Lures. So if you go back that way on the interstate, it's right off to your right. You'll see the big hospital.
Thank you so much.
Okay, so what are we doing? Recording? Sure. Okay. See, now you're gonna get me a.
Well, just tell them about the outlets. Say, look.
See, remember I did a short on the outlets. This is in a hospital, and it's required that the outlets be that direction. So if something drops down there, it hits the ground instead of shorting out between the 2 prongs. So that's why it's like that. Rotella, not a sponsor, but seems to be the favorite of all the bozos that have old cars. See, wristband from the hospital.